Hey YouTube, Garrett's Wake here, bringing you all an update to my Spyral Yugioh deck profile for December 2018. I can't actually remember if I've done a deck profile for Spyrals or not recently. I believe I have done one in the past. It might just be drawing a blank, but I have had the deck for quite some time. I used it a couple times at locals, then the deck got hit by a couple of the recent ban lists, but still I would say an overall fun deck to use playstyle wise, just because you can get a lot of link summons off just with all the different special summoning you can do with the deck and just the easy special summoning you can do by declaring the top cards of your opponent's deck. So let's go ahead and get started with the deck profile. So to start off, I run 3 Spyral Super Agent, one of the main Spyral cards in your deck. If this card is in your hand, you can declare 1 card type, monster, spell, or trap, and then reveal the top card of your opponent's deck. And if you do special summon this card, if you declared the correct type, and if this card is special summoned by the effect of a Spyral card, you can target 1 spell or trap your opponent controls, destroy it, and you can only use each effect of Super Agent once per turn. So the spell or trap destruction effect really does come in handy just for the destruction, but the special summon is one of the main reasons you run 3 of this card in the deck, just for the easy special summon you can make use of for this card. And if you already know what the top card of your opponent's deck is, it just makes for an easier play overall with this card. Same goes for the Spyral Tough, which we also run 3 of, just really good backup to Super Agent. This card's name becomes Super Agent while it is on the field or in the graveyard, and once per turn you can declare 1 type of card, monster, spell, or trap, and target 1 card your opponent controls, reveal the top card of your opponent's deck, and if you do, destroy that targeted card if the revealed card is the declared type. So once again, just like Super Agent, the only thing is it is a card. It doesn't have the special summon like Super Agent does, but still very good for the destruction capabilities, so definitely 3 of in the deck as well. And I also run 3 Spyral Gear Last Resort. This one is the protection card, being able to equip it while it is on the field or in the hand to one of your Spyral monsters. And it can't be destroyed by battle or card effects while it is equipped to this card. So good protection there. And once per turn, if this card is equipped to a monster by this effect, you can send 1 other card you control to the graveyard. The equipped monster can attack directly this turn. So overall protection, and it's searchable with cards like Quick Fix. I just run 3 of it for the fact that we can reach it easily, and also multiples, just if your opponent can end up getting over it, just to have more to go into for more protection for your Spyral monsters. And then moving on to the one-ofs, I run 1 Spyral Quick Fix and 1 Spyral Gear Drone. Quick Fix, if it's normal or special summon, you can add 1 Spyral Gear card from your deck to your hand, and if this card is in your graveyard and you control Super Agent, you can discard 1 card to special summon this card, but banish it when it leaves the field. Overall, very, very good for the fact that it's not a once per turn with the Surge effect, being able to get all your Spyral Gear, including the spell and traps, and your Last Resort that we were just talking about. And Drone, when it's normal or special summon, you can look at the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck, and if you do, place them on the top of their deck in any order, and during either player's turn you can tribute this card, then target 1 Spyral monster you control. It gains 500 attack for each card your opponent controls. You can banish this card and 1 Spyral card from your graveyard, then target 1 Spyral Super Agent in your graveyard, add to your hand. Just so much consistency with both of these. Sadly, they're both hit on the ban list, so kind of weakened the deck there, but still very, very good to run overall in the deck for all the different plays you can do with them. And I also run 1 Spyral Sleeper, one of your bigger ones in the deck. You special summon it by banishing 3 Spyral cards in your graveyard. It can't be special summoned by other ways. And during either player's turn, you can target 1 Spyral card you control up to 2 of your opponent's cards, destroy them. And if this card on the field is destroyed by battle or card effect and sent to the graveyard, destroy as many cards as possible that you control. And if you do, special summon 1 Spyral Super Agent from your hand, deck, or graveyard. So you have options with this easy special summon, just with all the different Spyral monster cards and other Spyral cards we run in the deck, and overall solutions as well if it gets destroyed. Just a 1 of, though, for that reason. Also run 1 Master Plan. Most of the time you can summon this one off of Double Helix, and once per turn you can add 1 Spyral Mission card from your deck to your hand. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add 1 Spyral Resort and 1 Spyral Monster from your deck to your hand, except for Spyral Master Plan. You can only use this effect once per turn. So most of the time I like to search Sleeper off of this card and special summon it off of Double Helix when you can, just for the fact that you can also send her for a link summon. It's very helpful just to get those searches off. And lastly, for the monsters, I run 3 Ash Blossom. This, just because the monster count, it was so difficult to come up with for the spirals. You want to run as many as you can of all the needed monsters, but I felt hand traps were needed as well, just for some additional support. If you have any other hand traps and you don't have Ash Blossom, you can put them in instead of this card, either, Effect Veiler, you can mix and match between Ghost Ogre, you name it. Just very helpful to have that additional monster option available to you with the deck and your other monster cards. And that is it for the monsters. We'll now move on to the spells. I run 2 Spyral Gear, Big Red. Was debating how many of these I wanted to run in the deck. Between 1 and 2 was the number I preferred, just mixing and matching with some of the other cards. If I take it out for 1, I might throw in a 3rd Call by the Grave, which we'll get to in a bit. But you activate this card by targeting 1 Spiral monster in your graveyard, special summon it, and if you do, equip this card to it. It cannot be destroyed by battle, and you can only activate 1 Big Red per turn. I like the 2. The 1 of was just a recommendation since it was only once per turn. Otherwise, you can get multiple special summons off with it, but very, very helpful for sure with all your different Spiral monster options you can go for. I also run 1 Spiral Mission Assault. This one searchable off of your Master Plan, sorry about that. And you destroy this card during your 3rd end phase after activation, and once per turn, if a Spiral monster you control destroys a monster by battle and you can draw 1 card. You can banish this card from your graveyard to special summon 1 Spiral monster from your hand. So I like it for the draw option, but also with Foolish Burial Goods, being able to send it to the graveyard for the special summon from your hand can help with a lot of your Link Summon plays as well. And for the field spells, I run 1 Spyral Resort and 1 Pseudospace. This is just for the reuse of the Spyral Resort, which is your opponent cannot target other Spyral cards you control with card effects, and once per turn you can add 1 Spyral monster from your deck to your hand, and once per turn during your end phase, shuffle 1 monster from your graveyard into the deck or destroy this card. Another reason why I like to run the hand traps, because it just says monster, meaning you can recycle them to use, but you always want to have that monster target in the graveyard to shuffle back into the deck, because you really don't want to end up losing this card unless you want to go for the Pseudospace to get more searches off. And I also run the 2 Terraforming, just for more easy search for your different field spells that you run in the deck, obviously, so you can be sure to grab them and use them for the plays. And I also run 3 Foolish Burial Goods. You have plenty of Spyral Traps that just do wonders in the graveyard of your Spiral ones, whether it be your Spyral Mission Assault or the trap we'll get to in a bit. You want that option to send to the graveyard to make use of with this deck. I also run 2 Double Summon. This is just another additional option card, just because sometimes you can be short 1 monster in your hand to play that can really make or break the move you want to do that turn. So very helpful in that sense. Also 1 Reinforcements in the army, being able to search out Spyral Tough or Super Agent, you name it, whatever you need for that specific play. And then also 1 Foolish Burial, getting Quick Fix in the graveyard, Drone, you name it, whichever one you need in there, helpful for sure. Plus, I also run 1 Monster Reborn and 1 Soul Charge, just for more special summoning options from the graveyards. And 1 1-for-1, if you can set up a graveyard monster, if you have the Big Red in your hand, but you want to get your special summon off for one of your level 1s, very helpful as well. And I also run 2 Call by the Grave. I already mentioned this card before, with being able to take care of a lot of problems. If you want that 3rd one, you can mix and match some of your other options, like I said, with Big Red, or even some of the other Spyral Traps if you maybe want to take out the Pseudospace and just rely on the 2 Terraformings and the Spyral Resort to grab your field plays. And I also run 2 Scapegoats. This is just more extension plays with your extra deck. You have plenty of options to use the tokens, plus they can also just be protection against some of your opponent's plays if you weren't able to set up your board big enough. You name it. That's why I like to run the 2 in the deck. And lastly, for the spells, 1 Upstart Goblin. Just you go through the deck a lot, so the draw option definitely does help to single things out. And for the traps, I run 2 Spyral Mission Rescue. You destroy this card during your 3rd end phase after activation. Once per turn, you can target 1 Spyral monster in your graveyard, return it to the hand, and you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 1 Spyral monster in your graveyard, special summon it. You can only control 1 Spyral Mission Rescue. I like it for the recycle, but with Foolish Burial Goods, that scent effect also does come in handy for the graveyard special summon for sure. And that is it for the main deck. We'll now move on to the extra. I run 2 Spyral Double Helix. Your main Link monster you want to go into, you just need 2 Spyral monsters to make it. Its name becomes Super Agent while it's on the field or in the graveyard, and you can declare 1 card type, monster, spell, or trap, reveal the top card of your opponent's deck, and if you do, and it is the type that you declared, you can take 1 Spyral monster from your deck or graveyard and you add it to your hand or special summon it to your zone this card points to. You can only use this effect of Double Helix once per turn. Very helpful depending on what you want to search for, but most of the time, like I said, I like to go for Master Plan then to get off her adds that you can add to your hand. So definitely needed at 2 in the deck just so you could have options to go for in case your opponent destroys the one and you have the other one to go for. And then more for the generics in the deck. I run 1 Link Karibo for your level 1s, pretty standard with all the other cards in the deck. 1 Proxy Dragon with the Scapegoats. I like having this option available to me to go into. Same with the Land Fornicus, just generic Link monster options available here. Even if I can set it up like this with the Scapegoats and then have just more options like with Double Helix, depending on where I want my arrows to go as well. And then for the Nightmare monsters, I find that they work best in the deck. I run 2 Nightmare Cerberus. I run 2 of this in the deck. Just better arrow options. You can be co-linked with a lot of different cards in this deck and these monsters. So 2 Cerberus, taking care of special summon monsters is one reason for sure. Same goes for Nightmare Phoenix, just being able to destroy your opponent's spell or traps also come in handy, and being able to co-link this card up with Double Helix for the draw is another one that comes in handy for sure. And I also run 1 Underclock Taker, and that is it for the Link 2s. For the Link 3s, I don't have Nightmare Unicorn, otherwise I would run it in the deck. I have Triple Burst in here for now, just the arrows. I like how they're arranged on the card, matches up pretty well. You could try Ningirsu as well if you wanted just more Link 3 options available to you. But for the Link 4s, I run 1 Borreload, definitely does come in handy with getting this card out. Same with Saryuja and recycling, and I have the Nightmare Griffin in here. I would take it out for the Unicorn, the Nightmare Unicorn, if I had it instead. Just more playable with the spin effect you can do with the deck. And lastly, I run 1 Sylvan Princess Sprite, very helpful with all the different spell traps we run in the deck, and the level 1 options with Drone and Quick Fix definitely does come in handy. But that is it for the deck profile. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Definitely excited I was finally able to finish and bring you all this deck profile. Like I said, I really do like playing Spirals. I like the whole basis of the deck ever since it came out, and I hope you all enjoyed it too. Until next time, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and Kira Twig out.